Chapter 22, Ingenuity, Immeasurable, Encounter with the Culprit. There you go. Mother, what the heck is going on? Can Gazelle and Carrion know wait they are imposters? Are they mimics or are they temporary vessels? Have they only changed colors? That must mean that these are the actual bodies. It's not like the foam, just the foam. They have got the same amount of magicals as the real ones. It's like they just appeared out of thin air. It appears that a new barrier, one of the same quality as the one outside the village that was disappearing, was deployed here only for a short time. Are you saying that it disappeared the moment we arrived? Both the barrier outside the one that was just here are special barriers that only I can cast. However, it disappeared at just the one time. If I knew this was going to happen, I would have just used my own magicals. There was still a large amount of magicals left in this stone, so I thought I could use it to make my barriers, but now it's one dry. Just how strong would these barriers have been if it was brand new? You're a dark elf, right? If you are the one who made that barrier outside, that must mean that you are the one of the witches who used to live here. Just who in the world are you? Just how many questions do you want to ask? Oh well, just since you have made it all the way here, I guess I'll have to tell you. Cliché. That's my name. The blue one is Rimuru and the pink one is Shinza, am I right? Guess we won't need to introduce ourselves then, judging from the looks of it. That fake gazelle just tried to slay Iris, but for what reason? I had a child who grew up to be a monster, so I thought I'd weaken her and then use her as my slave. You had a child? Are you talking about Iris? Mother's mother, so that means that you are my grandma. You could be at least ask me whether that's true or not. Wait, I've got some potion. Don't touch it. Don't need any sympathy. This is between me and that woman. You just stay out of it. I can't overlook something like this. Me either. We have been searching for these imposters, and now that we have found two, there's no way I'm simply letting them go. You are a weird one. It looks like you slimes just love poking your noses in places where they don't belong. So you are really the one who created Iris. I guess so. What a pain to have to deal with two strong-looking slimes. If only Mr. Motoro had hung in there for a little longer. And now it's starting to make sense. I was wondering why that Jove wouldn't stop talking about himself. If only he could have lasted a few seconds longer, I could have turned this unreasonable girl into a dirty rag and taken her back home. I won't let you. If you say that you're gonna hurt my mother again, I'll never forgive you. You're just like your mother. I wish you would be kinder to your grandmother. Or maybe you don't treat me like one because I look so young. I have been alive for a couple of centuries, you know. I'm not surprised. Your magic skills are off the charts. Not only did you create Iris, but you also created a barrier that even my universal detect couldn't see. I can't sense your aura. Even the two imposters next to you have the aura of a demon lord. You're a weird one, aren't you? I mean, I guess no one can match me when it comes to magic, but unfortunately, I can't withstand many physical attacks since I'm just a timid little dark elf. So that's why I have created the fake rulers to serve as my gods. And I hired a ton of lanthropes and elves to be my gods' henchmen. The reason my gods were made to look like the rulers of the races was so that they could recruit those who had been outcast by their own people. And now I've got an army. I've tried to include this daughter of mine. She's had nowhere to go ever since she left the mirror, but it seems like she's still going through her rebellious phase. I will never take command from anyone. If you don't stop messing with me, I'll kill you. Normally, I'd be fleeing for my life if an awakened demon lord said something like that. Why is she struggling? Possess has no effect outside the mirror world. Therefore, when she is fighting in the real world, she is unable to burn out her full strength. If she took this battle into the mirror world, she could have blasted them all away. Valdora was locked in unlimited imprisonment for nearly 300 years. I can imagine her pain, but we will be in real trouble if she refuses to go in. I haven't quite wrapped my head around this whole situation, but I better go talk with Iris. Beelzebub. Huh? You're not going to attack little old me, are you? I'm just a dark elf after all. Did she just read my mind? That totally took me by surprise. Was that some sort of mental skill? Judging from the fact that there are no magicals flown, that was simply good judgment. In fact, she's so disturbing that for a moment I thought she might even be able to use Beelzebub. I like that look on your face. It's so fun to scare you, that surprise, the shock, and the incomprehensible truth. That's what just stopped you. If you were walking down what seemed like a normal road and suddenly realized that it was a minefield, you'd freeze right there on the spot. It's the same as that? I try to conduct my operations as covertly as possible, and it's not because I don't want to get caught. It's because when I finally reveal the truth, I want my enemies to fear me as much as possible. Mother, shadow movement. I can't feel her presence. Okay, you know you can't feel the fucking presence, so stop saying it. The shadows have gotten what? Wait, did you just read my mind again? Oh my god, come on, Rumu. The barrier you created is so strange, it doesn't react to my... You've known this, why do you keep saying that? Well, if you find it so fascinating, do you want me to do it again? But before that, Freyal, go catch Iris. I don't care if you beat her within an inch of her life. A semi-spherical barrier has just appeared, fencing you in. A subspace equivalent to the mirror. Are you telling me that she can make this space outside of the mirror? Is it the reason why I couldn't hear Iris and that fake Ezel fighting? For fuck's sakes, but think about it. How can there be any space inside the mirror in the first place? In order to preserve Iris after I created her, I needed to create a subspace inside the mirror. That space, why would Mother do this to us? Then that person, not only did she create Mother, but she also created what my mother called home. That would appear to be the case. Yeah, the reason for Iris's creation, the fakes that Iris made, and the imposters that are stirring up so much trouble. At least it's kept you entertained. Besides, I'm not protecting you all right now. From our mother-daughter fight, you ought to be thanking me. What the fuck? For fuck's sakes. I guess you could say that. Are you here? I locked the two of you up separately with that soul coder for make-believe family. If you are going to call yourself a grandmother, then at least let Shinza go. Oh my god, stupid dialogue. I think she's bleeding a little too much, although if she keeps resisting, I may end up killing her. For fuck's sake, Swimmeroo. Why won't you just give up? Fuck off. Enough is enough. If you just start flying around, it'll be difficult for me to support you. Go behind the barrier that I trapped the slimes in. But Lady Cliche, doesn't Iris have Voldora against living inside of her? A creature with a body that made of against magical, so Shinza back when she had against in her stomach could freely go in and out of the subspace created inside the mirror. Then we need to prevent Iris from getting close to the barrier. That's why I trapped those slimes. Iris won't save the slime. She doesn't want to. You would think that the best option would be to break through the barrier, free the slimes, and hopefully get them on your side. But you are saying that Iris's emotions won't let her do that? Spite and pride can narrow your vision and lessen your ability to think rationally. Although I may be good at curses, barriers, and magics that renders people immobile, I know very well that the heart can bind people even tighter than magic. I knew it. I'm sure that the Veldora Against within you allows you to see the barrier. In fact, I bet you could even break through it. That barrier there won't act as a wall. In fact, if it gets broken, the slimes will get free, and will be at a disadvantage, fight in the air, where you have got the upper hand. How dare you talk about me like you know me? She's attacking from above. Whether you strike at us or blast a magic bullet, you're not going to attack us directly because you won't want to break the barrier. We have taunted her enough. Since we are in circular barrier, we can just move into the middle and be safe. As you wish. It's our turn. The probability of her survival is low. She won't do it, will she, Mother? The chances are close to zero. However, I have analyzed the unique skills sentient being which could give us the upper hand. Is it a blessing that you acquired when the individual Iris evolved? I can't feel it, Master. When you have acquired the blessing, you still carried Veldo Angus within you. Since this unique skill was acquired while you still possessed Angus, it will be difficult to activate. I have 2 or else Mother's going to die. You can temporarily activate sentient being by using the energy you consume from Malim. You're right, it does feel similar to magic rules of the Red Dragon. The duration of its effect will be short, but do you want to activate the unique skill sentient being? What was that? We can see how the battles turned out. At the same time, we can see the results of the experiment. I knew she wouldn't want to break the barrier, but seeing her is not assimilated against yet, I'm guessing that it's not by design. Of course, she won't stay put. The quake seems to have come from inside the barrier. That shouldn't be possible. I made sure the barrier includes the ground below, because I don't want anyone digging their way out. This was the power to strengthen family members. It is a skill that strengthens whoever you wish to be familiar with, and also connects your magicals. Like the cliche, it's an emergency. What the? We are gaining up on her, and yet it's not working. Is it because she trains film? No, that shouldn't be enough to block all the damage. My body bones confirm the individual Shinza has activated a unique skill, sentient being, triggering the elevation of her mother Iris's skill. Has evolved and successfully acquired the ultimate skill. Mio Dragon can. Well, I guess anything can happen at this point. What is this incredible power flowing inside me? Why does it feel so familiar? They are probably the red dragon magicals, but why are they inside me? You are temporarily connected to the individual Iris and sharing mana with her. I recommend that you use Angus magicals to break through the barrier. And Papa too. Thanks, you saved me, Shinza. I didn't do anything. Yeah, I thought you'd say that. I guess it's possible that you didn't do it unconsciously. I know you don't remember, but perhaps the great sage remembers. Can you ask it? Back then, number of human souls required to cause the seed to sprout. The harvest festival to evolve the evolution. The individual called the Iris into Demon Lord will now begin. Please stay by my side, be a good girl until I wake up. A god who would take mother away can't exist. I know he doesn't. I won't believe it. I'm not letting you go of mother. I'll protect her. Mother asked me to stay by her side, so I decided that I'd protect her no matter what, even if I had to fight a god. Shinza's been doing everything she can to stay by your side, all that while not even paying attention to the blessing given to her. I did that so I could safely evolve into Demon Lord. What was a calculated move, right? So what? We all calculate things. I don't think that it's a bad thing, and Shinza's doing everything she can right now. Don't you think it's time you did the same? Your evolution gave a blessing to Shinza. That gift made you stronger, and now in a roundabout way, it's allowed you to break us free from the barrier. Is there any other bond that's this strong? The laws of the world and Shinza's wish, they are trying to make you a family. I can't force you to embrace their wishes, but don't you dare deny them. You are a family that's recognized by the world itself. I thought you would react that way. Now the tables have turned. Come on. What? She's gone. Looks like she left a while ago. Everything she does is just so stealthy. Oh, it's too bad that she's got away. Besides, there are a couple of things I need to look into. So let me start by asking you this. Are you willing to be on our side? You think I would? I thought you'd say that. Just think about it. If you took a step back and analyzed the situation, you would know that it would be better to join us for the time being. Has asked me to resolve the situation with the imposters, so that's why, whether you come with us or not, we are still going to go after them. And those guys are all after you too. They want to capture you and use you as a slave. So in the end, we'll probably just keep running into you and cliche over and over again. Wouldn't it be more efficient to take them on together? I'm sure that you have already considered it. So why not just let go of your pride? Plenty of people have come after our lives and ended up becoming our allies. I'm sure you have seen some of them around. I don't mind, but what about you, Shinza? She's almost killed you and you have never stopped wanting to be with her. We came here because we thought it was your hometown and thought that we would find out more about you. We want to get to know you better and hopefully we can reconcile with you. I can't tell you yet, not until I know that you're my ally, and I've got a couple of questions to ask you too. So what will it be? I don't care if you never see me as your ally, but I need you to acknowledge that Shinza is your daughter, or perhaps you are no better than cliche. It seems like there's a bit of a history between you two, but remember you also treated Shinza like a tool in Ho-Ho, and still all Shinza wants is to be with you. Unless you acknowledge your whole feelings, you are just the same as cliche. I've had enough of your slimy preaching. I'll be your ally or whatever, but you would better have somewhere for me to live. Plus, no matter where I go or what I eat, everyone always tells me that the food in Tempest is better. No matter where I stay, everyone always tells me that the inns in Tempest are better too. That other nations are acknowledging our high standards. It makes it all the more worthwhile. The best bath, the best everything. Give me the best royal treatment. Good for you, Shinza. Papa and Mother are going to be together. How did you know that this was my hometown? We found an investigative report on this place in Ingratia. It also said that there was a highly polished obsidian sprinkled with magicals and surrounded by bloodstains that rang the bell. So we decided to head over there, and funny enough, we found you. After I finished traveling to all the places I wanted to go, I wondered where my hometown was, so I looked everywhere to find it. When I looked into my hand mirror, I can see I can see all the scenery reflected in the mirrors and on the surface of water around the world. I looked everywhere for a place that resembled my hometown. And there was one specific location of these ruins that gave me this sense of deja vu. That woman suddenly appeared in it. That moment I saw her, I was certain that we had met before, even if I couldn't exactly remember it happening. That's how much that woman hasn't changed. Yes, well, I am, after all, the one who created you. You created me? Did that just pique your interest? Of course it did. Now come over here. I'm sure you will be able to locate where the mirror you're looking for is. I just realized we are pretty close to the one place that you hate most, Tempest. You don't have to come if you don't want to. What did you just say? We'll come back home if you ever feel like it. I'm finally free after 300 long years. So that was the woman who bound me to that space. Before I knew, I'd totally snap. I never thought I could feel so angry so soon. You simply couldn't stay put, could you? You had to fly over almost immediately. Were you the one who trapped me for 300 years? I thought you would just at least ask me what my name was first. That's why I trapped you. You're a specter that could only show her true powers inside the mirror. But now that you have gotten stronger, I can see you being a useful tool. Still, I'd better check just how strong you are before I use you. This is just a test. Besides, I'll be casting spells as well. Marjorie. Marjorie? I don't know. Did she transport me just to let me get away? But I didn't hear an incantation. I didn't even see her move any magicals. You are more mature than I thought. Are you sure you don't want to hear my story about the day I trapped you? Even if I have to strangle you, I'll make you talk. Just why Why would you cause me, just create me just to trap me? The witches who once lived here were doing research on implanting a spiritual being inside a mirror. I just happened to pass by and found it amusing. I asked them why they were trying to make such a thing but humans don't live very long. The old witches were getting desperate. They wanted to live longer, being a settlement of witches. Everyone here was a woman, and none of them had children who could inherit their experiences. There were witches like that in other forests as well. I'm sure you must have seen them through the mirror. Witches that make a pact with a demon lord and, in exchange for a long life, ceased being human and became marionettes. That was the name, but the old witches here weren't like her. They were mad witches, obsessed in becoming younger so that they could continue the research, the ultimate paranormal power that transcends the boundaries of magic and the alchemy, the ability to implant a spiritual being into a single mirror that can grant wishes. That was the name given to it, polishing this obsidian until it sparkled and implanting the spirits inside. It was the kind of research. The skill that you were given at birth that only allows you to create two-dimensional beings inside a mirror. This is creating the subject's ideal form inside an artificial subspace. A lot of people think that mirrors reverse images from left to right, but they are actually reversing from front to back. An old woman stands in front of this mirror and sees a reflection of herself in her youth. Such a thing would normally be impossible, but your powers show a mirror image that doesn't exist in reality. That way, the old women can become the younger selves reflected in the mirror. They had the right idea on how to create Iris, but a bunch of old human women could never possess the magicals necessary to make it all work. But then I remember that about 200 years ago, I had sealed away 3 demon lords who tried to stop me from traveling, and just left them there. I transported them here because I thought they would make good sacrifices, and sure enough, after being trapped for a long time, the demon lords were finally weak enough. You should have seen the looks on the old ladies' faces. Seriously, there were 7 witches living here, and 3 died on the spot from the shock. Well, I didn't care. I sacrificed all 3 demon lords, and as a result, you, the dream machine, will complete. I was the dream machine. I wish to live on in good health. I want to live until I can reach a higher level of witchcraft. That's me. That's young me. Project that image onto me. Do me a favor and die, okay? I'll live for you instead. After all, that would be more efficient since I'm not only young, I'm also inherited all of your past experiences. The mirror ate her, then this reflection of the younger me must also. Bingo, I need more power to get out of here, and guess what? I need you to die and leave behind a vessel for me. What happened to the young girls in the mirror? Did they get converted into magic for you? You're looking at me as if you're waiting for me to make a wish too. But I'm not some second-rate witch who needs to rely on a faulty dream machine. If you keep on luring people into the mirror and devouring them, then one day you maybe have collected enough sacrifices to turn into something of use to me. I'm good at curses, even if I say so myself. Keep on devouring those sacrifices from the safety of your own meal. Don't worry, I've got plenty of time. I'll be waiting for you. And as you can see, you grew up and eventually broke free of my curse. You should be proud of that. From the very beginning, the only way for you to escape to the outside world was to overcome my spell by brute force. I command you, my awakened demon lord. So how do you like my story? Thanks for that story of all the misdeeds that you have been up to. No matter how generously you try to spin this, there's no way that I'll ever like you. A demon lord for a demon lord. That's what you once said. Okay, it's time for another test. Ein Sof, do your thing. It came from that way, but I didn't sense any presence. This is what happened before you guys came along. Your magic really took me by surprise, but this cliche, she's simply unfathomable. I'm tired from all this talking. That's enough. Just take me to your town. I don't particularly care about what's been happening with you. Besides, I've been watching you. So you are asking about my past, given though we live together? I just want to know what you have been doing lately. Joe. I was more interested than I thought it would be. Never expected Shinzo to suddenly power up like that. It made my blood one cold, one wrong move, and I would have been killed. However, you were able to flee before you got killed. By the time we heard the words of the world tell us that the child slime had acquired a new skill, Lady Cliche had already prepared a way to transport us. You activated transportation spell before the words of world could even finish saying confirmed. I didn't get to be this age for nothing, you know. I know very well that you never know what lies around the corner. I would better come up with a new way for us to fight without anyone stopping us. If I was going to be transported anyway, I would have wanted to be the one to capture Iris, not Owl. I sure want to go fisticuffs with the awakened demon lord. It's true that you could have done so since you can fly without wings, but that don't have the claws of a bird of a prey like an owl. I would have just held her in the tight joint lock and kept her still. Let's look for how the plan is currently panning out. Of the three factors, people, things, and money, we currently have a shortage of those. That's why I need Iris. She can create something out of nothing. But seeing how things are going, she's more likely to interfere with us than join us. I like the idea of looting supplies from the air. That way, there should be fewer things getting in our way. We will follow you no matter what. Seems like you'll be needing me again for the next plane. There sure are a lot of stalls. Now I understand what you meant when you said that all you did here was eat. We ended up only talking about food. Now it sure was fun. Hearing about all the food you ate in the countries you visited made me want to incorporate some of it into our dishes. The same food can taste different depending on what region it's from, right? What should we call them to differentiate them? How nice of you to come and greet us. I thought you would be glaring at me instead. That we once fought inside the mirror world, but none of us remember any of that. So the only ones who have memories of being in the mirror world are just me and Shinza, so you don't have to feel awkward around everyone. We have just prepared you a bath, so please go get refreshed before you do anything else. I'll join you later. Shuna, may I borrow your kitchen again, please? Okay then, I'll have a bath too. Are you up to something? No, it's nothing. I was only asking Rimu, whatever, anyway. Don't let me catch you in the woman's bath. Is that what you thought I was trying to do? I would never peek. While I was observing through the reflection in the water, I happened to see slime entering the woman's bath. That was you, wasn't it? She hasn't caught on to my plans. Good. I'm genderless, so I'm totally innocent. Slimes who can enter whichever bath we want. What's in it for you, Shinza? Sometimes I enter the men's bath just for fun, but everyone inside always gets up and leaves. I wonder why that is. You enter the bath in human form. Nothing good will come out of this. Anyways, Shinza, don't you need to get to the kitchen right away? Thank you so much. Alright, I'll show Iris the way to the bath. Let's see what all the buzz is about. No matter where you go, hot springs are hot springs, so there shouldn't be that much of a difference. Oh no, does the water not agree with your skin? It's the opposite, I hate to admit it, but it's my first time being in a bath that's big enough for me to stretch out, and on top of that, you have got all these different baths with different temperatures. So that's what you meant by oh no. After all that traveling around, reanalyzing unlimited imprisonment, now I'm just going to be sealed away in a hot spring. While you reanalyzing unlimited imprisonment, I'd bump into you guys and find myself trapped again. Why can't I? What? How does that do any of this at that point? I've been locked up for 300 years. You really expect me to stay tied down? Yeah, we already saw all this. You are not being fair. That's too selfish. Then you tell me to not to leave your side until you woke up. And we did together as mother and daughter, so I'm glad. Why? Before you told me that you couldn't bear to come here. In fact, you said that you didn't want to come because I could use unlimited imprisonment. It may be an afterthought, but that doesn't change the fact that you tried to analyze it. It kind of sounds like you were making an effort to reach out. You told me that you used Shinza in order to evolve into a Demon Lord. You abandoned Shinza after having used her, but today you decided to come to her aid instead. Maybe you just don't want to end up like cliche, whatever the reason. You have brought a smile to Shinza's face. Are you listening? Hey, oh wait, don't tell me she's fainted from the heat. You surprise me. At least you say something back if you're listening. For bringing up such uneasy topics. Didn't I tell you earlier I was analyzing the unlimited imprisonment that trapped Veldora because I thought it may give me a clue on how to get out of the mirror. Swallow the entire prison up, and before that I was analyzing it in order to find a solution. Mother's still inside. I thought you had left since I couldn't see your clothes in the changing room. So I don't need to take them off or anything. Wait, aren't your clothes the same? I usually enter the bath in slime foam, so I completely forgot. I should just give them some time alone. I don't know much about the other countries, but is this hot spring here any good? Well, I guess it's not bad. Just a minute ago, she was talking about how the bath was basically imprisoned her. I don't get dizzy having long baths, but maybe I should get out now and wash off. Then let me wash your back. I've always wanted to say that. Who's teaching you to say these such things? Whatever, sure, you can wash my back. Thank you, I'll scrub you with all my might. Don't you know, if you don't scrub gently, you'll give me a rash. If you want what? If you went all out on my back, I'd seriously get injured. If I didn't fuse with Valdo Angus, I didn't know that I've actually never had a bath in human form. I'm sure it's much easier to wash yourself as a slime. Wait, do slimes even need to take a baths? Whatever, come here. Oh, what? By the looks of it, you probably don't even know how to properly wash your hair. It's the sort of thing you ought to learn early. Did you get it in your eyes? I've got pain nullification. I'm just so happy. I should get going now. They can definitely feel my presence. How did it go? We have expanded the area of surveillance, but have yet to spot any combatants. We'll continue to monitor the area. We have already had ours. Lady Shuna has suggested that tonight we should leave you, Shinza, and Iris on your own. Where were you waiting for us? So knew I was in the I can't speak. Of course. So where are we having dinner? Okay, let's have a toast to becoming a family. This is quite the feast, and this traces many dishes compared to what other countries have. We have a large variety of dishes, plus they are all small portions, so you don't need to worry about overeating. If you are still hungry, we have got plenty for seconds. I don't really know where to start. Isn't it rude to be waving my chopsticks around like this? You know your manners. I happen to see someone saying that through the meal. I haven't the slightest idea what culture that they are from. Besides, there aren't many other nations that eat with chopsticks, so you don't have to worry about it. Now let's see. For starters, how about you try out the Jaga? It's a meat and potato stew. How is it? It's delicious. I've never had it before. And yeah, it tastes so warmly familiar. I'm so relieved. I was worried that I didn't boil it for long enough since I had to rush to go have a bath with you. Yep. Remember what I told you during our walk? Shuna's been teaching her. For the longest time, she's dreamed of serving you some good home cooking. You should thank her for her efforts. Now, if you only we could do something about cliche and her big guide. You said that you didn't have much time to boil it, but it's so rich in flavor and the potatoes are so fluffy. But this time I borrowed the wisdom and had it to do a little petite noise on my pain. I thought I taught her that skill in order to defeat you, but just look at how she's used it to cook such a delicious meal. Is this really the face of a woman who had her greatest wish come true? Why don't I start by looking for a place where I can genuinely laugh? There's no one here. Listen to me talk about an embarrassing soliloquy. can you see the HQ? But if you think about it, the headquarters will have to be somewhere where there's nothing but that resembles a mirror nearby. But a place that doesn't even have water, that's a pretty rare. Or it could be a place that is extremely dark. If there's no light to reflect, I won't be able to see anything. Possibly, thanks Iris. If we can eliminate the places that you can't see with your ability, it makes it a lot easier. If we don't find them soon, there will be more victims. There's been a development. We have received reports from various areas of merchants have been attacked by a troop of soldiers. Can you see where they are using the reflections of their armor? Their armor isn't shiny enough to work as a mirror. Do you have enough men? Is it possible? I'd like you to capture one of them alive. What is it? I'm sorry, we lost them. I don't know, some sort of transportation magic activated. So fast that even Shuei couldn't do anything about it. That the soldiers could have been transported back and forth, but it seems that it's possible for them to transport each other, including those not wearing armor. Wait, have all the enemies disappeared from the battlefield? As far as my body double can see, yes. Head to where you last saw the enemies. Maybe you'll find something. I don't feel anything. So they are not hiding behind one of those barriers. Then I guess the enemy's armor must have something on it that allows them to activate transportation magic. You can head back to your post now. We had better do something about this. Okay, thank you all for watching. Catch you next time, and peace.